Oh, I need Audacity. Audacity can make this happen in less than 15 minutes. Okay. Oh, this is stopped. It's continuing. No. Pandora's box. Okay. Exits. No. Okay, guys. 1 second, guys. Okay, look. Hello, guys. Okay, today's video, I wanna really talk about something really dear to my heart. It's something I call, I'm trying to seal everyone's aura in the past. People that actually can help us, For me, there's just one initiative. I'm taking initiative to do something for them, because they may not know the solution to the problem, It's called PLP, Phenomenology Legend Principle, as a protocol, Guys, today's video is very important to me, It means something to me. As a child, basically, someone called Mr. Salim. He's a bidirectional. Basically, Mr. Salim was a teacher of French. He was a good French teacher. I love that man. But not many people understood him. It was the first year he came to school. For me to talk to you about Mr. Salim, I had to really look at him like him as he was. I had to find out, why he was that way. He was strict in class. He wasn't like hard or anything. He wasn't hurting anyone physically, but he knew how the system works. And he's telling us about our lives, everything. He teach you, but you don't know he's teaching you. This man, he doesn't understand all the solutions to the problem. But Mr. Slim was a teacher. Teacher I loved. I loved him because he was able to communicate effectively to me. He knows others, but in a more African way. But it was modest. It wasn't like pushy. It was like either you do it or not, you fail. Okay, Mr. Salim was a French teacher. I was 9 years old. No, I was 9 years basically. 9 years old. I was 11 years old. I got to French class. No, Mr. Salim had French, but he didn't like speaking English. In the French class, speak French. Mr. Salim said, not people got that, but I understood that very well. Mr. Salim understood that French was from French class only. You're in French with him, you talk French. No one of English. You can ask in French if you want to hear English, but you don't say anything in English. Mr. Salim wasn't powerful. He couldn't make the laws. He couldn't change anything in the school. He was just a puppet to them as well, like me. I'm a puppet to them like Mensa. They don't strip me Mensa, but he was a puppet to the school. He was French, but no one's influenced English. But for me, I am not a puppet no more. I am transcending the cycle of oppression and depression. Now, Mr. Slim may not be able to do it, but I'm doing it on his behalf. He may go forget it, never see his video. He may never find his video. He may never see what I'm doing for him. Here. But Mr. Slim, thank you very much. I think about it. I talk about it today. Today is 14th of November 2025. Mr. Slim, you are one of the best teachers there. Whether you know it or not, you deserve a gold medal. 2 gold medals for that. And why Mr. Slim? Mr. Slim, I first came to school when I was 11 years old in Newham. Look, let me see your aura. I'm gonna do it for you and teachers like you. So, bidirectional infermic. This is a great thing to understand. Mr. Lim didn't know everything. He doesn't know everything. But he was able to communicate bidirectionally. And that's why it's 2 languages. You can go to French class and mingle. You can go to English class and mingle. He was able to navigate the system. Much better than me at the time. I can go French, but he's able to relay good communication. Very well. Guys, if you're able to even speak pidgin or like African, like the broken English or the slang in the UK and talk formally, you're gonna go through everywhere. You can't go through the hood. You can't go through the hood. Just accept it, guys. If you speak a street talk only, you can't go through the parliaments, through the formal processes, through the legal actions. Things that are very formal. You can't do it. It's no way. So that's why bi-directional learning is very important. Whether it's me and you, you speak English, I speak French. We can still communicate with one language. English. If I speak French, you speak English. You want to speak French? We'll switch to French. Guys, this really means a lot to me, guys. I'm not doing it for the clout. I'm doing it because it's modest, honest. I want Mr. Slim to think of me. You know, actually making something better for everyone else. I want to think of me, as he succeeded. Mr. Slim. Mr. Slim. You may not know what this means to me, but if you only know one language, it doesn't mean anything to me. It doesn't say it's not. I mean, if you're not political, the first rabbit. Now, the bidirectional learning framework, if I'm teaching a language in French, any language, Spanish, anything, you guys, if I put a sign in front of my door, guys, I'm not joking. If I put a sign, no English, only French, only French. If you enter that class or that room, that environment, I don't want to hear anyone, children, adults, utter a word of English. If I put if I put only English, you can come into only English. If I put only French, guys, not a word of English in your life, in that class, you'll be out in a second. Guys, I'm doing it for everyone that wants to learn, French, or English, or Igbo, or Nsibidi. True positive, true negative, true false positive, false negative metrics. The bi-directional learning clause. These are the things that enforce the path. It makes it work. Direct the evolution, or direction by the evolution. The inverse kinematics problem. If you don't know, you can ask in French. You can take your phone and translate in French. I don't really mind. As long as I never hear you utter a word of English, guys. Mr. Slim. I'm doing this. If I sign on my door only French, guys, don't even utter a word of it in French. You can find a slang one of it. I don't really care if it sounds slangy or anything. Or there's called the French, something called a French slang. Guys, please, for the sake of humanity, when I'm teaching anyone, adults, you the children, I don't care. Look, don't bring a child into my class. Look, basically, all the various sports that I am about structure. If the design of the data structure is rigid and is not flexible enough, or my classrooms have ways I can go like English place, French place, guys. I don't want to see anyone in English section or English time speaking French. When the time is up, not a second of it. Je m'appelle Nnamdi. It's 24. J'habite à la ok. J'habite 15 Ishamway. IG50EQ. In Redbridge. J'adore Mr. Salim. Je déteste. Comprende? Do you know the test? Comprende? Mr. Salim, thank you. Thank you for teaching me that there's more. There is more to language than meets the eye. You. I hope you found this video helpful, and I hope it brings you peace of mind. My name is Nnamdi Michael Okpala, and I wish you a Halloween, if you get it in time, and a Merry Christmas, and a happy rest of your life. By OB Nexus Nnamdi. Thank you very much.